know some of y'all already seen it. Go to my Patreon and watch my latest documentary. This is the greatest documentary ever when it comes down to the story, to the truth, what we've been through, what happens in the past. Go to my Patreon, The Angry Chief. Then you'll be able to watch the full version. So I already post 3 little pieces from it, and go out there and watch the full process. The shit is it's a classic, and it's worth it. So watch it with your family because it's the highest level of education. So again, let's go through the knowledge. Okay, let's go to the knowledge. So today is supernatural, man. So you already know when we talk about supernatural, it has to do with things that is around, but one, we have a tainted bloodline. Our bloodline is the same. We don't vibrate the same. So things that's around us, we couldn't see them the same. And that causes us to be disconnected with the other side of our existence. And nowadays, they make us feel spooked, or you afraid, or you feel like you don't want to dive in. And this is what religion end up doing. Religious end up occupy what we call our ignorance, the ignorant side of us, the fact that we don't know, the fact that we're not exploring, the fact that we don't have enough education to the supernatural. Because again, what we call natural is right now, everything around you is natural. It's called nature. So the supernature, what you call supernatural, is the supernature. That means when you become super saiyan, okay? So the super saiyan means you vibrate higher. Because that when you see Goku, man, the beautiful gorgeous said, this sister right here, man, always support me. Sovlin, appreciate you, gorgeous. May the ancestor provide for you and yours. And whatever you got on me and every other people you support, may the universe support you the same. You're beautiful. It's not because you support, but at least your presence matters to me. So I appreciate you, gorgeous. Thank you for that. Okay? So like I was saying, when you're looking at Dragon Ball Z, every single time you saw Goku, okay, when Goku, which is Ogu, when he's concentration before he get to the Super Saiyan, he raises vibration high. So again, that's how you become Super Saiyan. What we call Super Saiyan today, shout out to Leve, is what we call the high vibration. When we activate the super vibration, the super resonance, when we thinking higher, when we vibrate higher, when the music is playing, the vibration increasing, then you tapped in what we call the supernatural. So therefore you tap on the highest level of nature. Okay, that's what supernatural is. The supernature, the supernatural side of nature. That's what it is. And that's when now you'll be able to see things that's no longer in physical body. They're in a higher plane of frequencies, and today they make us afraid of that world. They make us afraid of that knowledge. They make us feel like anything that your eye couldn't perceive, anything your eyes couldn't project or create their reality for you, you need to be afraid of. Or they call it spook. Shout out to the big homie, okay? Appreciate you, man. Bosal Taino, appreciate you. So therefore, this is how they occupy that space. In that space today, they want to refer to that space of what we call religion. This is how religion hijacked the supernatural, and now they reduces us to spookism. Now, anything that your eyes can see, you automatically, or we've been brainwashed, or we've been unconditioned to think it's something bad, it's something to run away from, it's something that's evil, and this is why we have this world we have today, because they do not educate us. They do not put us in a position to understand, to overstand, to understand what the style of existence, because existence is not only catered to the physical body. The real world is outside of the physical body, and this is why we are in this predicament, because they failed to overstand. They failed to educate us into this paradigm. So now, let's tap to it. Now, I give a homage for this beautiful brothers of mine, and everybody was here. He was always supporting me, always. Matter of fact, he was one of the day one. When I just get around, he was always sending me text messages and always letting me know, man, to say, yo, bro, I love what you're doing. Thank you for the knowledge, and you're doing a hell of a good job. And this brother is no longer with us, okay? This brother is no longer with us. He's no longer there. He ascended, and it's unfortunate. It's been a month now, probably more. I don't know, but a beautiful sister of mine reached out to me, and yes, Money Tree, man. Listen now, the reason why I bring this brother in is because we want to make sure we remember the word remember. That means we're gonna bring him in it turned him to an energy source for prosperity. So every single time you saw this picture, just know this is money you're looking at. This is opportunity you're looking at, because his teaching was about frequency, numbers, money, attraction. So again, his work was catered to attract energy, to attract opportunity, what we call today money. And it's unfortunate the way he exit. It was pretty bad. But again, this is another part of our existence. I keep telling people, you can be whatever you want in life. But if the other part, because it's 50-50, left brain, right brain, we all operate in two force field. That's why everything is binary within you for the most part. Again, it's a process. One part of you is vibrating on the physical level, which means your right side is very physical, and the left side of you is spiritual. So that's a balance that need to be there. But us, to be exact, indigenous people around the world, they reduce the capacity of our left side of our brain. That means the supernatural side, our brain is not as active or balanced as it should. So therefore, the fact that we ignore a lot of our spiritual responsibility, okay, we respond to our ability in the spiritual side. We neglected that. We don't respond to that ability. And guess what? A lot of forces around us is filling up these voids. And the fact that we're not checking these forces, or we're not keeping these forces at bay, we become the food for them. Now, this is what the show is about today. It's to remind us, it's to make you become a member again, to tell you, do not lose sight on your spiritual responsibility, because this shit is real. You might not agree, you might not like it, or you might feel like there's a huge disconnection. Flem Stack, appreciate you. But guess what? It doesn't matter. This is you. All of the stuff that you feel like you don't want to get involved with, this is your physical side of you telling you this. But there's another part, there's another side of you that is actually crying out, screaming, say, yo, some shit is coming. Something bad is coming, is heading your way. You need to tap in. You need to know. If you don't know, you will be food. Again, what are we? What is this existence? What we call existence to this world, we are energy. So we are living in the energy industry. So this is a business. As we all focus to bring food to the table, which is, you got to pay to survive. This is the norm of this world. Everybody got responsibility and family to feed and all that. But guess what? On the other side, you have entities that got to be fed. And these entities, they fed with what we call life force, energy. And this is why our ancestors were sent here. They sent here because they know if they don't come here to make sure they pass the knowledge to control these entities, to give them what they need, then no life will be able to cycle within this dimension. It will be chaos without compare. And this is what we, as indigenous people, we failed to do. Ever since the empire fall, this responsibility of controlling forces, of manipulating forces, or to what we call like imprison certain forces, we've been failing absolutely everything. Now, let me explain this to you, because Hollywood put this in movies. They did it in animation, they did it in cartoon, they did it in whatever. They've been putting it out there. Now, let me explain this. See, Hollywood have a bunch of movies, but the only movie or anime they ever did it right. Matter of fact, to me, this is the only section in anime that I feel like they really telling the truth in this one, but a lot of us don't really pay attention. It's the whole Zeus. When you hear about Zeus, okay? Zeus, Athena, the whole Greek mythology, the concept of the Greek mythology is the concept of our indigenous ancestors that come from the outside borders. They came here to do a job, okay? And their job is to control forces into this dimension. So therefore, they were guardian. Their job is to protect how the energy moves and to also imprison certain spirit, because some spirit is not ready to be among us, because a lot of us as a population, we don't know nothing. There's some energy we as a population around the world, we all were supposed to know the basic spirituality. That means all of our children grew up knowing how to control spirit. All of our children grew up knowing how to call spirit. All of our children grew up knowing what to wear, knowing how to position certain things. So again, there's a race of a master children. So all we have a master race. So that's why they call master. So therefore, they will be the one in control of these demonic forces. So that's why they have to imprison certain entities, because we are not ready. And if we're not ready, the rest of the world will be food. Now, what is food? Your essence. What inside of you right now is spinning, okay? Right now, there's a spiral inside of you. They call it the wheel of life. And you know, the dude in Germany was using that symbol. You know, they want to call it many names and trying to give it a bad reputation, but this was the wheel of life. And this is what's inside of you right now. Every time your heart is palpitating, and guess what? They take a cymatic, it's called cymatic, and the shape look like a wheel. And that is what you call life. Okay? And again, if you no longer alive, your heart stopped making that music. If it stopped making that music, it stopped producing the cymatic frequency, and you're no longer around. And guess what? That wheel of life, once you're no longer there, the wheel dissipated. It's almost right now, it's contained. It's contained inside of this physical flesh. But once you're no longer there, when your body couldn't take it no more, when you cannot spin it dissipates out of your mouth. That's why you see the last word, the last sound you will make is and when you do that's when the frequency wheel coming out of your mouth. And guess what? These entities absorb it. So again, we are food for them only if we don't know what to do and the responsibility that comes after. Now, this brother right here, he was also a Haitian descent. And for most people know, when you're dealing with, like, if you are indigenous people, now let me explain this for a lot of people that don't get it. Everybody in the mainland, everyone that want to call themselves Black Americans, you know, such thing as that, you're indigenous. All of us, we come from here. All of us come from the mainland. Everybody in the Caribbean, these were people, these were our ancestors fleeing invasion, fleeing what we call wars. So a lot of the elite members fled to the Caribbean for refuge. Okay, so everybody you saw from Jamaica, from Haiti, from Puerto Rico, from Cuba, from the whole South America or the Caribbean, it was a place for refuge. Our people was running away from invasion in America, from war. That's all it is. But all of us has come from the mainland, no exception. So now let me explain this again. You have a lot of people in New Orleans, because New Orleans was the capital city for the supernatural here in the mainland. So what you call New Orleans, this was the capital city for the supernatural in the mainland. Okay? What we call New Orleans, and the whole southern part of America was known for that, but New Orleans was known for that headquarter dealing with the supernatural. That's right, that swamp. Okay, so again, what you call the swamp, this is eventually a ritualistic area. This is heavily is what you call grand bois. In voodoo, it called grand bois, I mean the big tree. That's why you see the swamp is nothing but tree, and then the water. When we get into the water, that's the connection that actually what we call a ground that grounds you within the elements. Okay, so again, this is a lot of our people used to do these rituals, and these rituals used to be done with alligators. Okay, so see the way alligator attacked us? It was never like that. Matter of fact, alligator is actually a warrior animal. Okay, all the high priests and priestess, they used to have alligators with them. Alligator is known, okay, is known for that. They call Caïman. Caïman, that's the name. Cayman, if you want to call it like that, but it's Caïman. That's the original name for that. But nevertheless, what I'm trying to say, a lot of us in the mainland, in the Caribbean, in South America, okay, Subec, okay, Subec, that means within the long beak. So that's how they call it in the so-called Egyptian term, but it's a Creole word, Subec, Bec. Okay, that means the beak that eventually can be used to put a curse on you. Bec. Okay, so again, I'm gonna explain that down the line. But all of us, the majority of us in the mainland, a lot of us in South America, a lot of us in the Caribbean, we don't know, or we don't, because remember, we are the generation we move. We were the generation that actually run away. So remember, if a lot of our people, truth, what up? If a lot of our people run away, That's a lot of knowledge. That's a lot of stuff they left behind. They left behind their home. They left behind their area that they do practice. They left behind instruments. They left behind knowledge. They left behind books. So much happens when they flee, and we happens to be the next generation that didn't born from the glory of our indigenous ancestors. So therefore, we were naked. And again, that's a lot of our people, okay? In order for us to come to this portal, that means in order for us to exist in this physical body, they have to make a pact with entities. Let me say this one more time. See, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of women that couldn't give birth naturally. Let me say this one more time. There's a lot of women that still suffer infertility issues till today. A lot of these women exist in the ancient time. There's some women, their ovary is not meant to be vibrating physically. Let me say it again. There's some women here, their ovary was not meant to vibrate naturally. It's supposed to vibrate in the supernatural. That means these women only can give birth to children from the supernatural world. That means only through ritual they can give birth to these children. Let me say it again. And also, see, I'm gonna give a shout out to the even though they make a little mistakes, but whoever was the writer for American Horror Story, I think the name was Coven, the Coven series, American Horror Story. I remember they have this girl, she could not have baby, and she went to the Mambo, which is Marie Laveau, and they gave her some stuff to do, and she was having supernatural sex inside of a circle and do ritual inside of the Veve. This is ancient stuff. This is what our indigenous ancestors used to do. Once we understand not every womb is the same. Some of us, our womb is catered to the physical body, and some other one, our womb is catered to the supernatural. That means only the supernatural can give birth to those type of children. Because again, that's the immaculate. They want to talk about immaculate conception. As a lot of our women was only having sex with people that's possessed by these powerful spirits. And voodoo, they call it marié. That means marriage. It's a marriage. That means the person is being pretty much possessed by that spirit, and they mate with the person. And when they have sex with the person, they bring down the super powerful spirit into the womb, and they give birth to one of those powerful souls. So again, a lot of us were born like that. Did you hear me? So we have like great parents that was born in these conditions. So therefore, they come to this world as a heavy duty responsibility in the supernatural world. These children or these ancestors, they were the one, exact the Holy Mother. These were the one that have a job. Their job is to watch over spirit. They'll be seeing what's coming. They can have dream telling you what's coming. They can looking at you, they know that you're sick. They can tell you what to do. They are they are protected with powerful energy around them. They cannot be penetrated by bullets. They cannot get stabbed by knives. These were what we call the saint children, as they want to call them, the holy saint. A lot of us have those ancestors, but guess what? We didn't know. And guess what? Generation later, after invasion, these ancestors know. They have the knowledge to connect with these supernatural beings. So therefore, in order to keep the relationship going between the physical and the supernatural, these were the people that know how to deal with those supernatural beings. But guess what? We are the next generation that don't know absolutely nothing. So those beings, their job is to control them so they don't go after us. Because those beings, they are what we call the abomination essence. Let me say it one more time. Those beings is what you call the abomination essence. Now, what are these abominations? All of these abominations were entities that was around when the Anunnakis, if you want to call them like that, or when Noah, if you want to call it like that, when they were splicing genetics to create a bunch of different species on the planet, when the destruction happened, what they want to call it the Great Flood, or you want to call it the comet, when they deactivate the sun, when they wipe out all of these entities, guess what? When they wipe out these entities, they don't have a physical body anymore. But their essence is still in the atmosphere. So those essence is still around. Okay? So as their essence is still around, most of our advanced ancestors, those that come back, they know the only way life can be maneuver over is to control these entities. And this is why they create what we call sigil. They create what we call today somatics or veve, sacred geometry, to trap these entities so they control them so they don't arms us or arms the next people go around, or to make sure they don't lash on different bodies and control bodies like that. And this is what you call voodoo today. Voodoo today is the knowledge of our ancestors that left behind. So we have yes, Nauto. Nauto have it. Nauto call them tail beasts. They don't lie. They tell it to you straight up. They call it on Nauto tail beasts. Okay? In the Japanese term, they call it ginger ki. Okay? So those are demons. So if you don't know how to seal them, if you don't know how to control them, they will take over you and control you, and next thing you know, you're old. The entire world is what? Man. And this is what's been going on forever. Okay? This is what's been going on forever. Because those people that's supposed to control it, which is us, we lost our responsibility. We don't know how to. We've been I'm talking about brainwashed and manipulated, then we fail to respond to our ability, and that's the world we end up having of today. And this is what it is. So in this brother case, word on the streets, which is not even word, I remember this brother have readings with me. And in this reading, it happens long ago. He was advised he have two energy that he has to do something, because if he don't, most likely that some outcome, it will eventually happen to him. So again, these energy are known to be very aggressive. Okay? So now let me explain this for a lot of people here that probably don't understand what I'm talking about here. In this case, we have family members, like I said, that have passed down responsibility. Let me give you an example. Let's just say me personally. My grandmother, not my father, not my mother, my grandmother, she were born like that. That means my grandmother were born with a responsibility. Now, what is a responsibility? That my grandmother, my great-grandmother could not have babies, and then she have to call upon the spirit, or she have to go to a place, either going to a Borkor, going to a Mambo, Ugin, it doesn't matter, or she inherits, she have family inheritance, that she have to make a pact with an entity, which is a spirit, and the spirit lend her energy. That means her womb don't have enough energy or enough spark, electricity, to harness an egg. That means her egg was not futile or fertile in order to bring a life to this world. She have to make a deal with those entities. As me, I said the word deal, but eventually she asking for help. So again, the help is the entity lend her energy. So therefore now the entity get to her body, jump start just like a car. You try to give a car a jump, the entity jump start her womb, and she bear fruits. She gave birth to children. So again, generation later, this children probably happens to be this guy right there, my man. He's no longer with us. So this was what we call a deal or a règlement. That means a response, a spiritual contract. So this was a spiritual contract that's been made we don't know of. But this happened 4 generations ago. But guess what? None of us knew. And now that spirit needs something in return. And usually what they want to be a part of our world. Okay? Most of these entities, they want to be a part of our world because they stuck to a medium world and we trap them. Okay? So they only become energy. This is what they show you in the Naruto anime. What we call the Nine Tail was aggressive. The Nine Tail was trying to get rid of Naruto until they become good friends. And the Nine Tail lent out his energy to help Naruto, to give birth to his son, to lend out his energy to fight different people. So again, they put the truth in your face. You just don't know that, But today in society, they make us afraid of absolutely all knowledge or all things, and to that magnitude, they make you afraid. So again, you feel like it's something bad and you don't want to take approach, but in reality, this was your job, this was your responsibility, and also this was a part of you. Like I said, a lot of us is being born with the supernatural contract in us. Let me say it again. A lot of us being born with the supernatural contract in us. So our job is to continue the tradition. Now, what is the tradition? In this case, his family have a duty. Now, what is the duty? That spirit have certain things that he want. Now, what does he want? Let's just say the spirit need a bull. Every 3 years, you got to do a ritual to give that bull to that spirit. Now, let me explain this to you. In the ancient world, okay, in the ancient world, they used to eat people. Let me say this again. When these abominations was in the physical body, when these genetically spliced, these manifestations, these entities, when they before the destruction, these entities used to eat people. They used to eat flesh. They used to, because they are abominations. And guess what? They have an essence. After the destruction, their essence is still around. They don't have a physical body, but their essence is still around. So therefore, they can still influence people. So if they can influence people, Shay, what up, baby? If they can influence people, they have the ability to hijack your consciousness. So therefore, when our ancestors come here, their job is to seal. They're trying to seal all of these entities away from our atmosphere because they were very evil. So when we now seal that knowledge, we trying to what we call evolve these entities, because again, you cannot destroy energy. Energy transcends. Okay, you either disperse the energy or you trap it. Energy cannot be destroyed. Let me say it again. These entities, they cannot be destroyed. Michelle, what up, gorgeous? None of these entities can be destroyed because energy cannot be destroyed. Energy can be contained or dissipate or control and manipulate. That's the only process when it comes down to energy. Control, manipulate, dissipate, and imprison. That's the only way. You can't do nothing. You cannot destroy it. Don't listen. Anyone talking that nonsense, laugh at them. So again, these demonic forces, they cannot be destroyed. They can only be controlled, imprisoned, or manipulated. But they can't be destroyed. And this is what our ancestors come here to do. That's why they were trapping these entities in bodies. They were only using physical creation, which is the animal kingdom, and trap these entities inside of them. That's the only way, by trapping it in time. Okay? That's why they call time. They put these entities in a cycle of time in order to control them. That's what it was. It's called existence. It's called physical body. That's what it was. So again, these entities used to arm people. They used to arm human beings. When we know how to control them, we start to manipulate them in order for them to be more like us. So again, we try to teach them the human experience. Okay? We trying to teach them the human experience. So at first, they used to eat people. Then, when we start to control them, they don't eat people anymore. Now they eat animals. Then, as we evolve with them, they don't eat animal anymore. They start to eat fruit and vegetables. And from there, the next cycle from eating fruits and vegetables, they become human now. So that means the next cycle is to become to a human body. So we rehab them. So the mission is complete. So they went from a demonic level all the way to a sentient level. That was our job. This is why we used to give birth to these children, because these children is being born with the consciousness of these entities. That means they evolve. That was the job. But guess what? The fact that we don't know nothing anymore, we don't know how to deal with them anymore, these entities get back to their consciousness of being demonic again. So the fact that we don't know how to deal with them for so long because they remove our knowledge, we've been running away, we lost everything, these entities done lost their mind, and now they become demonic again. because we fail to pass down the knowledge to the next generation. So we constantly evolve until all of them reincarnated to a physical body as human, so that they're no longer in the lower state of consciousness. But we failed though. Now, in his case, that's what happened. His family never never dealt with those entities that they inherit in his bloodline. Okay? And what was this entity? Ogu and Bosu. For people that wonder, what is Ogu? Ogu is a warrior, is a warmongering spirit. The spirit, it's called Ogu, mean with the taste. Okay? When you said Ogu, that means it's a taste for blood. Okay? And this is what you call, the tradition come from the shogun. The shogun tradition is a tradition of blood spilling. It's a tradition of cutting people, unaliving people. So again, this is an entity that he inherit within his bloodline. And that entity usually, okay, usually you got to perform ritual either every 3 years or once a year. I don't know the spiritual contract dealing with the ancestors of his. I don't know. But usually it's either 3 years or every year. It's all depends. And ritual is usually what? You got to have an animal for that spirit. Usually the animal want a bull. They want a bull. Either a bull or you get a goat, a black goat with growth, okay? Or certain different things. But it's mostly a bull. And you got to have people to play the drum, to have the music playing, because it's frequency. When the music is playing, they're putting the frequency up, and people chanting, people dancing. There's a lot of energy around, and when the entity come in, he will absorb the life force of the bull, and that should be good enough for that spirit to leave your ass alone. Because again, this is what we call spiritual contract. You don't know. So instead of that spirit draining your life force, they only drain the animal force. And this is why they show you in the Bible, it's always been sacrifice of animal in the Bible. It was so bad, they even told you this dude he was willing to sacrifice his own children. So they put it in the Bible. You just don't know. You just don't get it, okay? But it's in there because this place is what it is. This place is trapped with demonic forces, is trapped with entities that if you don't know what the hell's going on, you will be the food for them, because again, you'll be absorbed, because they bring the most powerful, okay, the most powerful spirit entities. They come here to imprison them here on earth. What you call earth is middle earth. They bring the most, I'm talking about the most evil entities. They come here to imprison them here on earth. That was the job. This is why ancestors come here. They come here to trap demonic forces, because those demonic forces was causing them to go to war with each other for millennia and billions of years. They've been going at war with each other, and they come together as a group. 13 nations come together to actually, what we call, the Bible call it, shout out to big homie Lulu's in the building. What up, big homie? What's good? They came here to disperse, to imprison, and to chase away. That's what the Bible called. The Bible told you that God chased down evil spirit, that God chased Satan. Okay? Now, here's the word Satan. What you call Satan is a Creole word. It's Satan. That means they're going to put this one in time. Okay? That means they drop his essence into a body here in time. That's why they show you Satan have a horn. The horn represents genetic modified. These were the spliced beings. So they trap his essence to a physical body. So Satan, Sa means this one, Ta mean time. So this one will be dropped in time. That means they drop his body into a timeline of existence. That's why our ancestors was coming here too. That's why every time you saw they show you Jesus, Jesus always have what? He's a herd. He have a bunch of what we call it, what you call that? Lamb. Okay? He's always around with lamb. He carry lamb on his neck. Animals. It's always animal. All the so-called figure in the Bible, it's always showing you someone that's dealing with animals. It's not by coincidence. They show Jesus deal with animals. Noah deal with animals. Jacob deal with animals. Lazarus. Every figure in the Bible have animal they dealing with, because this was the purpose. It's to trap those demonic spirits in animals. That's all it was. Because those entities, they got to find a way to remove them away from us. They don't want the consciousness of these demonic forces to occupy human bodies, because it was too much war, too much chaos. So they trap them in time, and they become what we call Satan. That's why they show you Satan look like an animal. They don't show you Satan look like a person. No, because that's why that's the truth they're trying to show you, because they're trying to tell you they trapped that entity in time. Okay? So let's keep on moving. In this brother case, okay, and yes, we trap them over loop. That's the loop cycle. Okay? That's the loop cycle. That's what you call reincarnated. That loop was created for them, so their frequency keep recycle into animals. That's the thing. So, in this case of this brother, someone of his family does not honor the vow. Okay? Man, somebody hating out here, bro. How the hell somebody gonna hate on the knowledge like this, man? Somebody reporting my shit right now, man. Shame on you, bro. Whoever report this live, may the ancestor bring calamity to your ass and your family for the rest of your goddamn life. Let me spit. Give me 1 second. Let me seal what I just said. Let me just seal what I just said. I just sealed it. I just sealed it. Whoever reporting my lies, may calamity find you and yours for the rest of your freaking existence in the next generation. I ain't playing with y'all. Because y'all pathetic. Y'all just, seriously. Seriously. But anyway, everybody drop a rose. Let's keep on moving, man. Think is a game. Word is divine. Word is the law. So I seal it. May this be the law. May this be the law against all of y'all. May this be the law. Let's keep on moving. So, my honor and utmost respect go to this brother here and his family. He's no longer with us. But every single time this brother is here, if anyone here saw his picture, okay? Every single time you see this beautiful face of my brothers right here, may this bring prosperity to us. Because when he was online, when he was on TikTok, when he was out there, he was always about sending energy of prosperity. So to me, when I'm talking about prosperity, that's the face for prosperity for me right now. And I'm going to make sure I lit up a candle for this brother. When I want to attract prosperity, that's the face that I'm going to have in my altar for prosperity. That's my brother right there. May the ancestor guide his soul. May the ancestor help him find a better existence where he don't have to worry about financial issues, where he can find peace and move on, okay? Because his passing was very bad. It was very brutal. And these passing, those conditions is proven to you a spirit is doing this, okay? He got unalive because he was fighting with his own brother. So again, it's conflict within family. Prove to you they have a family problem, a spiritual family problem that take place into the physical world. If we're not correcting these things, we will fall victimized against these entities. So they were fighting, and he got unalive pretty bad because he got, stabbed badly. So this is Ogu. Anything with sharp knife, anything with sharp penetration, this is straight up Ogu, because they call Ogu. That means with the taste. Okay? Ferai. Ogu Ferai mean with the taste of the metal that enrage. Again, he got what? The metal. Metal rage. His brother unalive him by stab him. So that is a rage of that metal that he ended up being unalive with. Because again, these are entities. If you don't control them, they will take places in our world. If we don't get these spiritual contracts together, it will fall on our next generation over and over again. And we will pray. We become the prey from these entities when we were the masters. The master mean they answer to us. We control them. They don't control us. They don't do anything against us because we know how to control these forces. And that's what happens. So again, may this brother find peace and solitude, and may the ancestors grab his hands and navigate whatever dimension that he have to go. But to me, when I saw this brother, I see prosperity, and may he become the prosperity image. And every single time we think about this brother, we're thinking about opportunity and prosperity coming our way, because he was teaching about the frequency, the numbers of opportunity, numbers of money, numbers of attractions and all that. That's what he was known for. So again, that is the symbology of attractions and any possibility for monetary system. So Rest in power to my brother, man. Rest in power to my brother. So let's keep on moving. Okay? Let's keep on moving. Now,